To be the one, we have to be the one for ourselves. Oftentimes in life, we worry about other people before we worry about ourselves. And how can we grow to learn more about what our passion is, what goals we are achieving if we don't put ourselves first? See, being the one is understanding that it's okay to put yourself first and learn what you like and what you do not like. See, it takes time. Furthermore, we have to be willing to put the time into ourselves to understand that we have to be the one because we have to believe that we can become this one.
Numbers wise, what we talking?
I mean, how much was it? 35K? 35K, yeah.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Terryl with the Humphrey, and welcome to another episode of Failure is Knowledge. Here at Failure is Knowledge, we speak about growth and how we're growing to the best version of ourselves. Today is Trendy Tuesday. We're talking about a topic that's trending and how we can apply it to our everyday life to become the best version of ourselves. The only thing I ask is make sure that you like, subscribe, and wait towards the end to leave a comment, because today we're speaking about why being the one is possible when we believe in everything that we're doing. First, I have to explain what being the one is. It's prioritizing yourself to understand that it's okay to focus and learn more about who you are. See, it really takes time to be confident in everything that you're doing, because how do you be confident if confidence was never taught? That's why becoming the one has to come from effort and understanding that it takes time, but the time that I'm putting into myself is going to grow. It was this video, the reason why it's trendy Tuesday, because it was this trending video on how this couple was married. They was married, and the guy asked him, so how much was your ring? Told him the ring was like maybe 35K. If y'all haven't watched the video will be in the description. But the guy was like that the ring was like $35,000. $35,000. And the guy asked the woman, what does he get in return? He was like, the gentleman, the man, he asked, he was like, well, I think I can answer that. I get a life partner. I get a partner that can love me forever. I get a partner that can support me. I get a partner that can take care of our family. I get a partner that can support our family and grow everything that we're doing. See, he understood that he had to be the one, not only for himself, but his family as well. That's why this topic came about, because when we understand that the possibility of belief comes from effort, effort has to be consistent throughout our journey. Now, the ring was expensive. The ring was $35,000. He also made a statement at the end, it depends on how much you make. It depends on how much you make. He wasn't focused on the ring. He was focused on the woman that he was in love with. So this channel is not a relationship channel. Furthermore, it's a topic that shows why being the one for yourself attracts the right people around you. See, understanding that you have to prioritize yourself is recognizing that you come first. That it's okay to put yourself first. It's okay to feel like you have to be loved by you. Because if we don't love ourselves, who's going to love us? Who's going to love us like we need to be loved? Because we have to identify that our goals and our dreams and our passions, it come from our self-awareness, come from us learning more about ourselves. See, that's when I understood that the power of time, the power of effort, the power of belief comes from the start, but it's the consistency that builds the belief within ourselves. The reason why being the one is so difficult, because we throw in the towel when hard times get present, when tough times knock us down, because how do we pick ourselves back up when we don't even know how to? That's when I understood picking yourself back up isn't just it does not happen just overnight. It's an example of saying, when you get knocked down, how many times can you get knocked down? How many times can you pick yourself back up rather than just stand on the ground? How can I pick myself back up to learn what I wasn't good at? That's what I understood. Being the one takes time. It takes effort. It takes consistency, because the amount of times you get knocked down, you a step to getting better. You're a step to becoming the one, because the one is building from your start. It's building from your journey, because the journey is teaching you why it's important to keep along the journey. In the video, the man was like, this is why I did this. This is why I spent $35,000. But it wasn't the fact that he spent $35,000. It was the fact that he was the one that attracted the woman that was in his life. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about life and journey and success. We have to discover ourselves to recognize what we want in life. Because when we want in life, now we can be clear. Now we can have a clear vision of everything that we want to do, because the vision is constantly being worked on. It's being worked on because we're becoming the one that's working for it. It's no longer a thought. How can this thought transform into reality and make reality my everyday life? That's why this video came about, because he understood himself. Which means he had to be consistent for a long time. He had to be consistent for a long time to recognize that he has confidence for himself. I don't know that story. Again, it's not a relationship. It's not a relationship channel. It's a channel that shows what belief can bring. Belief brings more than we think, because we don't understand the power of starting. That's why it's so important to constantly improve for yourself, because when you improve for yourself, you discover who you are. You discover what you want to do. You discover what goals you want to pursue. Because the next point I want to hit on is setting goals. See, we can't go through life not knowing what we would like to accomplish, not knowing where we like to go, not knowing what we like to do. Because when we are going along the journey with no roadmap, with no guidance, with no anything, we're traveling blindly, because we don't know the correct direction that we're going. We don't know the correct direction that we're going that can change our life, because the direction is non-existent. We don't expect that we can do this. We don't believe that we can become the one, because becoming the one is difficult. Becoming the one is difficult because we have to learn how to set goals for ourselves. People say you need to set goals, but never explain how to set proper goals. Here's why this video is so important, because in order to become the one, we have to start with ourselves. And as we're starting with ourselves, we have to constantly improve. We have to constantly learn and evolve to grow into the best version of ourselves. But that can only happen when we understand who the one is. Becoming the one is having belief and having self-belief within ourselves, rather than having doubt and doubting everything that we do. See, goals are accomplishments, are tasks that you are setting for yourself, that you are accomplishing, and you're seeing the results because you become consistent. See, goals is like an endpoint. It's like a target that I'm chasing, because as I'm chasing this target, how can I get better? What do I need to improve? How can I grow to focus on the target that I have set for myself? See, a goal is a target because you're working for something. You're working towards something, and you're evolving to understand that this goal can be achieved if you be consistent. If you become the one that can believe in your goal. See, having an idea of what you would like to do shows you how dedicated you are for yourself. That it takes time. In the video, he was dedicated to making this woman his wife, because this woman showed her who she was. See, here's the thing. He also showed himself to her as well. That's why it's so important to recognize when you work on yourself, when you study and learn more about who you are, your goals become more achievable, because you're no longer achieving them by yourself. Your targets that you have set for yourself is now even more accomplishable when you have someone that can support in everything that you're doing. See, here's why this is important, because belief and understanding that goals are important, that targets are important, it shows how much we're improving for ourselves. You have to recognize that belief takes time, and as it's taking time, how are you being consistent with your goals? How are you setting new targets, new tasks and designations and accomplishments that you would like to accomplish? How are you setting this? How are you setting the goals that is going to push you further? Because as it's pushing you further, you understand that you're overcoming challenges. That's why working on yourself is building the belief that you can go through challenges, because challenges help you become better. Your challenges help you accomplish your goals, because your challenges is teaching you why you need to go through this. It's not going to always be pretty. You're not going to always be walking and you're not get knocked down. When you get knocked down, why did you get knocked down? What happened from this? How can you improve? We can only improve when we are aware of ourselves in order to keep growing in life. Growth doesn't happen on accident. It happens when we make a decision for ourselves. That's why it's so important to put ourselves first, to work on everything that we're doing, because when we work on everything that we're doing, we become self-fulfilled within ourselves. And self-fulfilled is saying, I'm proud of the person that I am. Because as I'm proud of the person that I am, I'm understanding that I have been through so many challenges. The challenges is here because the goals were set. And as the goals were set, it taught me why belief is important. And it's only important because we have to understand that we have to be fulfilled with ourselves to continue along the journey. Before I get to the last point, which is which is self-fulfillment, is this Wednesday, I'm hosting a free webinar on how to repurpose your pain into your passion. See, we all go through tough times, yet the tough times build us up to the best version of ourselves. We just have to learn more about who we are to recognize that our pain is not a punishment. It is a lesson to help us grow. If you would like to join this free webinar this Wednesday at 2:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the link will be in the description. Make sure you click it, register and sign up for it. And I see you this Wednesday at 2:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The last point I want to hit on is self-fulfillment. See, we don't have to be so hard on ourselves. However, we have to learn how to be proud of ourselves. See, when we accomplish one goal, the idea should be, what's the next goal that I want to accomplish? It should really focus on, what did I just do and what did I just accomplish? Because now we have to understand, one goal has been accomplished, what happened? Why did it get accomplished? Yes, we was consistent. Yes, we gave effort. Yes, we was dedicated to our journey, but just giving effort and consistent and being dedicated is not enough information. Now we have to collect data. Now we have to inform the information that we have done and track everything and rinse and repeat again. Because if we're not aware of what we have done to accomplish this goal, the next goal will be difficult to accomplish because we don't know what we did in the first place to accomplish it. That's why it's so important to recognize that when you work on yourself, when you understand your self-work is being displayed on a daily basis, because your basis is being described from your effort. Your effort is understanding, yes, I am going to work on myself. I'm going to do this every single day. You understand what you did. You understood what needed to be taken in place for you to accomplish this goal. Once we recognize what we did, what we have accomplished, we have to keep pushing forward. Once we keep pushing forward, we have to recognize that it's going to take time, but it's building us up to continue to accomplish the goals that we have set for ourselves. Remember, a goal is a target that we would like to accomplish for ourselves. And every time we accomplish a new goal, we have to set a new target that we want to achieve, because you can't get better if you're not forcing yourself to grow. You can't get better if you're not forcing yourself to grow, because growth comes from effort. That's why when I watched that video, when the guy told me that the ring was like 35K, it wasn't the ring that he was talking about. It was the journey that they went on. So we have to go on our own journey to recognize that our journey is building us up to understand that we are going to be okay. We are going to be okay because we are consistent. We understand what has happened. See, $35,000 is a lot of money, but what about the journey? What about what they have been through? It's not about the destination. It's about what you go through. That's why what you're going through is building you up to be the one, because being the one is not made by accident. It's not made by accident because we have to understand the power of effort, the power of belief, the power of time. Because first off, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to happen when we're ready for it. When we're ready for it, it's going to happen, because I'm pretty sure that they didn't get married overnight. I'm pretty sure it took time. But we see the reward today. We see what they are showing today versus what they have been through. That's what's happening in life. We have to understand we are on our own journey. The next person's journey is not going to be like ours, and our journey is not going to be like the next person. We have to be comfortable with that and recognize and understand that the target that we have to be comfortable with not achieving it within the next week. We have to be comfortable with not achieving it within the next month. We have to be comfortable with not achieving it within the next year. Because it really takes time to believe in everything that we're doing, because everything we're doing is building us up that can handle and reach every goal that we set for ourselves. That's why it's so important to recognize and learn from other people's success rather than be jealous. Because if we're jealous of the next person, we're stopping our growth because we are not them. Why can't we have their success when their success seems easy and it appears easy? But just because it's easy doesn't mean you can't do it. Just because it appears good doesn't mean you can't have it for yourself. That's why being the one is building you up to become the one to handle everything that you are achieving and achieve every goal that you have in mind. Because when you understand that it takes time to be the one, being the one will be the goal, because you're constantly working and improving on yourself. And you're improving on yourself because you're setting goals for yourself. You're setting goals and you're accomplishing everything that you are growing into. As you're growing into them, you understand that you have to be self-fulfilled with yourself. You have to be proud of everything that you have done, everything that you have been through, everything that you have overcame, to learn that it's not the end of the world, it's the start, because I'm learning how to be consistent. And as I'm learning how to be consistent, we have to understand that it takes effort to be successful, because you can't be perfect overnight. Imperfect action makes you grow, because perfection is not a thing. You only get better. That's why it's so important to be kind and focus on yourself, because being the one is doable. Are you able to do the work to help you grow into the best version of yourself? Before we end, make sure you leave a comment on how you're becoming the one for yourself and what you are working towards. What goals are you setting for yourself, and how are you growing and accomplishing everything that you are setting for yourself? If you enjoyed this video and would like to watch more videos on how to personally develop more within yourself, click this video right here and I'll see you there.